What's up, guys? This is Dave from The Disorderly. I'm joined by the lovely Ash in a segment we like to call Trash with Ash. Ash is a hero, and she goes and see the movies that we won't. She goes to see the awful movies, the deplorables, if you will.
Yep.
The films that I can't sit through.
Yeah.
I refuse to go to, and simply just have a general kind of abhorrence towards. So Ash goes to see the horrible movies so that we don't have to. Save you some money.
Yes.
Let's get into a spoiler, total spoilers.
Yes.
Screw the innocent and screw these terrible movies. We give them no spoiler consideration whatsoever. And this week, it's the Happytime Murders. You know, I've basically only seen the trailer. Ash just went to go see this. It's been, a couple hours, and we reconvened, and she's like just clawing at the walls trying to get this out of her. Yeah, I guess a little background just because from what I know, this is directed by Brian Henson, son of Jim Henson.
Okay.
Responsible for all of our incredible Muppet-like product from our childhood and Muppet Treasure Island.
I went in not even really having seen the trailer.
Right. Yeah.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Did you have a big Muppet childhood?
I mean, I can vaguely remember seeing some of them.
Right.
All I can really remember are the grumpy old men in the balcony that give their criticism. That's kind of all I really remember from Muppet movies.
Right. Well, and Muppet products, the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Miss
Piggy,
Kermit,
Kermit, all the classics.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like Jim probably wouldn't be super proud of this.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a really good thought because, man, I didn't even really know this was rated R.
Yeah, see, I help Ash identify the horrible movies that she should go see, and then beyond that, I insist that she know as little as possible going in. So I think maybe she had seen the trailer, maybe not.
A really long time ago, not recent enough that I remember. I remember one scene in the movie that probably most everyone remembers when the dude is banging the chick, the puppet.
A puppet is banging another puppet.
Yeah, the two puppets are banging, and it's just blowing everywhere.
Censor.
Oh, sorry.
This is a child show.
This was not a child movie. It was way cruder than I was anticipating, for sure.
Okay. Well, it is rated R.
Yeah. So afterwards I looked. I was like, well, this had to be rated R, but didn't know that going into it. If I summed it up,
give us a general, because it's basically a puppet detective and Melissa McCarthy are out there solving crimes.
It's essentially a bad cop show in a movie that happens to have puppets. The puppets are treated as second-class citizens. Kind of reminded me of the relationships in the Bright TV show.
Mm-hmm. The Bright movie,
the
classic from Netflix.
Yeah, that's good.
Sure.
This not so good. It had every part to a bad cop movie. So the puppet cop fucks up.
Whose name is?
I don't remember.
All right.
Mr. P was what his secretary always called him.
Okay. The blue one.
The blue.
He's a blue. He's the main character. Blue puppet.
He's the main character.
Perfect.
That he was a partner with Melissa McCarthy. Mm-hmm. He apparently missed a shot on a puppet a couple years ago, and then they labeled him as not willing to shoot other puppets.
Got it.
So he's no longer a cop.
Got
and
it.
now he's a private eye.
Got it.
So this missed shot haunts him for the rest of his life.
Puppets are small.
He's 3.5 feet tall.
Right.
So
it's like hitting a fourth grader.
Yeah, so the puppet he was supposed to shoot was holding Melissa McCarthy by the back, holding a gun to her head.
Okay. Pretty impressive.
So he misses and ends up killing a civilian.
Not Melissa McCarthy, unfortunately.
Not Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy does get shot.
Okay.
In the liver. And apparently she's now part puppet because she has a puppet liver.
Is this later on in the film?
This
or are you jumping way ahead?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, God,
I'm going to jump around.
That's fine.
But the whole thing revolves around him, in this one instance, years ago, missing a shot. He kills a civilian. Melissa McCarthy gets shot, has a puppet liver, which sounds ridiculous. And the crime that they're trying to solve is there is the Happytime Gang, which is a TV show.
They're like MS-13?
No, it's like Family Ties, some kind of weird, sitcom TV show.
Okay, so the Happytime, it's like
Happytime
Sesame
Gang.
Street or something?
Yeah, there's one woman who is Elizabeth Banks and a crew of puppets.
Got it.
The puppets are all slowly being killed off because the TV show is now going into syndication. And the less puppets they have to share, the less amount of money split evenly.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
So, I mean, this movie was just so ridiculous. I was like, what how did this become a movie?
Right.
This would be like a YouTube, straight to YouTube
This
type
is like
movie.
a Funny or Die skit or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not funny?
I didn't laugh once.
Wow.
People in the theater laughed,
Wow.
but
How many people were there?
8, maybe.
Ew.
I had a whole row to myself.
Okay.
And everyone else was definitely older than me.
Okay.
The things they laughed at were really dumb.
Like silly string jizz all over the
It's
office?
actually shaving cream.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like silly string. But yeah, like stuff like that. So he is a private eye. A woman, very attractive puppet.
Sure.
Comes in and says, "I'm getting these threatening notes." And
Is she on the Happytime show?
No.
No.
No, that's the whole point. Near the end of who she is.
Okay.
But she asks him, like, I'm getting these threatening notes. Can you figure out who's sending them to me? They're, typical letter, cut and paste.
Yeah, like
Send
your
me-
standard, like, cutout from a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So the first letter is a P, please, whatever. So he recognizes the P belongs to a, like, Playboy type magazine, but for puppets.
Sure.
Puppet
So, like,
Pussy or something like that.
Jesus.
That's what it's called.
All right.
It's crude. It does not hold back on the language. It's rated R for sure.
It's a hard R, kids.
It's a hard R with puppets, as I bet furry friends enjoy this movie.
Furry friends?
People who are furries maybe get into puppets. I don't know.
Listen, Ash's opinions are her own, and I want all of our furry listeners out there, please do not discriminate against the show in the future.
Please educate me if you're not into stuffed puppet
If you're
characters.
if you're into being a furry, please try to contact Ash through the site
Educate
and
me?
educate her on your lifestyle.
Anyway, so he knows the first letter it belongs to a Playboy type magazine, goes to the porn place, finds the magazine. The guy apparently keeps a list of every person who buys this magazine.
Seems unconstitutional, but
It does, but he makes a comment like we're this compliant, like some acronym. So I'm guessing puppets are treated as like third class citizens in this world, so that they're super regulated or just
well, puppet porn sounds pretty regulated, right?
yeah. So the porn that's playing in the background, fun, is a dog whipping a man dressed as a firefighter.
Is he a man, like
A human?
but human dog?
No, a puppet dog,
But is he like Goofy, the character? Is
like
he
a Dalmatian.
Well, but is he anthropomorphized?
Like he looks like a dog. He doesn't look.
But what I'm saying
cartoony.
is he like Goofy the dog, where he's a dog, but then there's Pluto the dog.
Oh,
You know what I'm
well,
saying? You know what I
yeah,
mean? How did
so-
Goofy have a dog when
Yeah.
he is a dog? And
this
what does
was
that
a-
make Pluto?
puppet that looked like a dog, but it was speaking.
Okay, so he's an anthropomorphic.
I guess.
All right.
Wasn't wearing people clothing though.
Well, he's naked. He's porn.
That's true. He was in. He did have like
Was he wearing a collar?
no. No, he had like the harnessing black kind of
Like
stuff.
like a Chewbacca, like
No, it was like
a dominatrix.
yeah,
wig?
dominatrix kind of looking
All right,
outfit.
so a harness of some sort.
Yeah, and the human has a ball gag in his mouth, and she's talking about pissing on him,
So it's a female dog.
I guess.
Okay.
So that's the porn in the background. And before you get to that, you have a puppet cow tied down to a table with its udders up, being milked upside down by a octopus.
Okay.
It's decently graphic looking, but it's...
Well, they're all
I don't
consenting.
know, it's
though,
weird.
right?
No, it's, they're filming a porn.
Sure.
I don't know, it's just...
All right, let's move this along.
Yeah.
So what is Melissa McCarthy's whole, I'm
She-
sure, unfunny role in this?
Very unfunny. They always make a joke that she's a man.
Perfect.
So her unfunny role, she was the main character puppet's partner. She also passed the bill that no longer allowed puppets to be cops, so they now hate each other.
Got it.
So people start dying that were part of the syndicated show. You know, one of them happened to be the puppet main character's brother. And then other characters kept getting like essentially shot by, ganked, or just blown to pieces by
Some sort
a
of
shotgun, hitman
Sure.
dude, and literally it's just stuffing everywhere. So his brother got torn apart by dogs, like puppies, like
Real dogs?
like yeah, like a Boston Terrier size dog. They just let them loose in their house, and the dogs just literally rip them apart.
Well, they don't sound like they should be cops if they can be destroyed by puppies.
Yeah, they can. So there's a scene in the beginning where their puppets are standing at a bus stop, and these women are standing at a bus stop, and they have dogs. They're like, I don't have a squeaky toy inside of me. Leave me alone. And I was like, wow, really? This is how dumb this movie's going to be? And yeah, it was quite that dumb. So what happens is the hot chick the hot puppet that is asking him to help figure out the blackmailer ends up being the one who's killing all of the Happytime gang because she's married to the one human, Elizabeth Banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Turn at the end. She's married to Elizabeth Banks, and she was the daughter of the civilian, the main puppet character, killed by accident. So the entire plot was because the hot puppet's dad accidentally died, and she was trying to get back at this former cop detective guy and just ruin his life.
But what would her motive be to ruining the TV show?
I don't know. That's where the story kind of sucks, because he asks her, why are you killing? Because he thought it was for all the money.
Right.
Because if everyone in the TV show dies, their spouse gets the money.
Right.
So she's married to the main character, she would get all the money.
Got it. Okay.
That's not her motive, though.
Okay.
Her motive is to just make this guy suffer, the main former cop.
So how did they know that they would turn to him to help solve the crime?
Right. Well, so she came to him.
No, I guess you're right.
Asking for that help. But
so
then
what are the police doing about this?
So Melissa McCarthy's in charge of trying to be the actual police in this investigation. But the former lieutenant, or the lieutenant of the puppet, former relationship, was like, why don't you help her?
Got it.
Contractor, independent PI that we took your badge away.
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
All right.
So, and then of course at the end, he gets another close shot chance. Just take the shot because the puppet's gonna kill me.
Sure.
Because there's a puppet on my back with a gun to my head and I can't take it down.
So puppies
can pull it apart.
Puppies can kill puppets, and then a puppet can kill Melissa McCarthy.
Apparently.
All right.
A smaller puppet. So like the dude is said to be 3.5 feet tall. This chick is not that tall.
Melissa McCarthy?
No, the puppet chick.
Got it. Okay.
I hope if I...
All I remember from the trailer is Melissa McCarthy drunk or high or on acid at some poker game or something.
Yes, so this is a weird thing. So instead of doing cocaine, puppets do like crystallized sugar.
Okay.
So she said that she's part puppet with the whole puppet liver that she has.
Yeah.
So they tested her. They said, hey, snort this line of essentially like pixie dust. Pixie stick dust.
Yeah,
it's bright purple and just crystallized sugar. If you can do this, then you are part puppet. If you're not, you're going to go into a diabetic coma and die.
Ooh.
Because apparently puppets...
So they trust her if she's a puppet?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
But she looks like a human. So she's a liver of a puppet, which logically makes absolutely no
sense. So her
sense.
street cred getting in as some sort of gang initiation or like
just so that they would talk to her.
This is like when damn, Melissa didn't know you like to get wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she snorts sugar, and then he finds her on a bender of literally her refrigerator's full of maple syrup, and there's candy all over her apartment, and she's just like coked out on candy.
But how do they know that wasn't Melissa McCarthy's lifestyle prior to the liver?
I don't know.
You know?
But they were saying that if a regular human had eaten the sugar...
Except Melissa McCarthy.
They would die from being a diabetic.
So that's neither here nor there. We don't know. We just don't know.
Not very... I don't know. It was...
All right.
I would not waste your money to go see it.
Yeah, we're trying to save you.
Once it's on Netflix... Sure, if you're in the mood for a crude, banging puppet movie, if you want to waste an hour and a half of your time, please, by all means. But don't waste $20 or more if you go take somebody.
Don't take anyone you care about.
Not a first date movie. I don't think you'll get very far.
There you go. Wise words from a real life woman. Advising all our assumedly male listeners.
Yes.
Don't take a date to this absolute trash movie.
Yep, would not.
Well, there you go. So what? We decided to do this one instead of Alpha or Axel. What else do we have? Alpha, the dog movie, another kind of classic. I don't know. It was a little bit too off the beaten trail. Plus PETA was already all over it, so I didn't want to pile on. And then, there's constant trash, absolute garbage films coming out. So just kind of keep it tuned. And, it's a near weekly feature because inevitably,
there's plenty of trash
they just keep cranking them out. So give us a follow, give us a like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. You can find us on Twitter at Disorderly Media. You can find us on Facebook at Disorderly ENT. Check us out on the disorderly.com. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Thanks.